Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the American Tier 9 Tech Tree Light Tank, the T92E1. This is a vehicle that I have consistently called one of the most overpowered tanks in the game. I know, there's a lot of people that always make fun of the fact that I call so many different vehicles super strong and capable, but at the end of the day, this is not a tank to be making fun of. If you see a T92E1 on the enemy lineup, you need to be careful, because this vehicle is a Sheridan at Tier 9. It has 560 damage per shot, it has crazy good on-movement dispersion, and it also has 350 millimeters of premium pen. So not only can it butter through even the strongest of Tier 10 armor, but it also does enough damage to outtrade Tier 10 heavies. How does that even make sense? I mean, why even bother driving a tank destroyer when I can drive a light tank, which does the same damage as a tank destroyer, yet has double the view range and camouflage values? Like, it's real goofy. So here we are on Desert Sands, and up against us we have a WZ-122TM, we have an LT-432, and a T-26E4 Super Pershing. And do I fear any of them? No, because we're literally going to annihilate them. Let's go fairly aggressive here. Because we are in a top-tier match, and that's obviously the dream in a Tier 9 vehicle, we're going to move right to the plane. We're going to do some fairly aggressive playing here. Even though I don't have as much support, right? My Chimera has decided they want to be useless, but I don't care. I don't need teammates in this tank, because all I need is the ability to do a big old chunker of 525 into the T-26E4. I mean, I'll bleed 250 health for that. I don't care. That player's knocked out of the game just like that. Now we have the 122TM over here, and I'd love to be able to shoot that player. Come on. Oh, I thought they were going to keep driving up that, but I guess not. Oh well. Let's just move up. Our Progetto did get bled a little bit, but I don't really care, because I'm not too worried about anything over here. Let's see, we spotted the LT, and we have the 122TM showing me a side. Oh, I don't know if the shell went a little bit high. Let me see where that shell went. It went right into the side. You can see the shell mark right there, but for some reason, our RNG said, nope, you're not going to pen that. Oh well, we've assisted 1700 damage at this point, which is quite a lot. We have the Tiger 2 showing me, oh, actually, let's shoot the 75. That's a bigger threat. There we go, 611 damage. I mean, sure, you might not feature the highest levels of DPM in this tank, but 600 damage, just like that. We back up, 6 more seconds, we'll have another shell, and we can do it all again. So here we go, 3, 2, 1, there's the Tiger. Let's aim it on the side of his tank. Boom, 625. I mean, 3 shots, we've done 1700 damage. We've outtraded every single player we've shot at, and now we just head over here. Alright, well, we have the E75 on the flank, who we're going to aim in on. Actually, the E75 is going to aim in on us, but we back up and get a bogus bounce, and then we just shoot him back for 430. Alright, reloading. This tank is so dumb. Like, the funny part is you don't even have to try. Like, sometimes you have to put in effort to do well. This tank, you don't. Like, you literally don't have to put in an ounce of effort to do well in this thing. So we have the LT-432 over here. And we're going to obviously take this player out of the game, so we're just going to roll here. There you go. Easy shot into that tank. And now we just have to deal with the E75, who should be another very easy shot. We're up to 2500 damage currently, so one more pen and we'll be at 3k. So we just roll right behind him, and boom, 621. That's it. That is 3,180 damage. This was the easiest 3,180 damage I've done in a while. It doesn't matter if you bleed health in this tank. It doesn't matter what you do. At the end of the day, 560 alpha on a light tank with good accuracy and crazy good pen, it allows you to do things like this. We also assisted 1,700, so if you add that, we almost did 5k combined, which is just crazy good. And an interesting fact that a lot of people don't know is that assistance damage counts the exact same as damage dealt. So if you're trying to get mastery badges, for example, assistance will help you just as much as dealing more damage. So if you track people and you focus on spotting, it's actually still going to help you out quite a bit. Or I got like a piece of hair stuck in my nose. It's very annoying. Either way, another tier 8-9 battle. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go fully wide. I don't always do that, but maybe not. I don't know. Our team isn't appearing to be too supportive, but I'm still going to go all the way here, because you never know where the enemy team is going to fully position. And from this spot here, as you can see, I have some good spots on the enemy. So the T-49 is already detected. Now, I know this tank has some goofy gun depression, so you have to turn it to, like, the side now to get gun depression out. It's not that big of a deal. You still have gun depression. Here's what I'm going to do. I know the T-49's right over here, so we're just going to poke this and load in a high explosive. That was a terrible high explosive roll, but still, it's half the T-49. Reloading. Let's see. We should be unspotted at this point. T-95E2's in mid. I would assume this T-49 is going to try and bail. So, ooh, never mind. T-49 just got chunked. Okay, well, I don't really care about the T-49 at this point, so we're going to ignore him. We're going to let the Chimera deal with that. We're going to head over here. We have the E-75 right on the flank, and same for the Bisante. Boom! 621 off the Bisante. Oh, yeah, that's real counterable, right? Oh, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we got the Conway over here. Sweet. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. I'd like to get a shell into the T-95E2, though, really quickly. So let's see if that player backs up. There you go. 530. Reloading again. We've already dealt a pretty decent amount, 1,600 damage in this game. I mean, the enemy team's cooked as it is. Again, like, yeah, the DPM, it's nothing insane. You're not going to get the highest damage battles out in steamrolls like this. But, as we can see, I can still get a 705 high explosive into that SU-130, which brings me at 2,300 damage now. And we know the Conway's over here, so we just move up a little bit. See if we can maybe get behind the Conway. I think that's the best play to make right now. So we just head over here. 2 more shots will be over 3,000 damage, so we'll see if we can get that. Here's the Conway, and boom, easy high explosive. That player is running small liner, so we're not able to get a incredibly high damage shell out, but we back up. SU-130 dies. We're going to out-reload the Conway, so at this point, I'm just going to chill here. And waiting 3. A 2, a 1. Boom. That was an awful roll. 456 is... It's insanely bad of a roll. But hey, we won. We did another 3,300 damage. And it's such a good example. You don't need DPM. You don't. Like, sure, getting incredibly high damage outputs might be a little bit more tricky in a vehicle that has 2,000 damage per minute than a vehicle that has 3,000 damage per minute, right? You have 50% more DPM in a Leopard PTA versus AT-92E1. But flexibility is also an incredibly important value. The average Blitz battle lasts 3 minutes. If you are able to shoot from the beginning to the end, you would have a potential of 6,000 damage output in those 3 minutes. Judging that people aren't averaging 6,000 damage clearly proves that damage per minute is not the end-all be-all, right? A Leopard PTA could deal, potentially, 9,600 damage in a 3-minute battle based off of its DPM. But you're not going to see people pulling out 9,000 damage games in the Leopard. And the reason why is, again, damage per minute, while important, is only important in a short burst of time. And it's why being able to deal these huge chunks of alpha and back into cover is just as effective. I would much rather be in this tank against a Leopard PTA than being in the Leopard PTA. Right? That's as simple as it is. So what we're going to do this game, to begin with, is we're going to sit right here. Because sometimes you can spot heavy tanks. Oh, there's a TVP VTU. Could have shot that. But it's fine. We have the Avenir right over here. Aw, that guy's very lucky. I don't know why you would poke that. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, this is a really bad situation to be stuck in right now. Because my team is not moving up. And I got shot in the side, which is really annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to chill a little bit further back in this spot right here. And then, well, maybe we'll move up a bit. I don't know what's going on. We have the M103 aiming. No, we're not going to be able to hit that. Let's see. We also... Ooh. Come on, Kampfpanzer. You going to move up? Yes, do it. Do it for me. Boom. 633 into that player. I mean, that's it. 633. That's the same as a tank destroyer. All right, well, we reload. Got a little bit longer left on our reload. Let's see if that TVP decides to back up. If they do, we'll have a pretty easy shot into them. And even if they don't, we still should have a pretty easy shot. We have the Avenir over here. And because at this point the entire enemy team has kind of bailed off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive right over the ridgeline like this. The Avenir's on reload. There you go. Easy 481. Again, terrible roll. 560 alpha. We're rolling 400s. Like, there's not much you can do about bad rolls. But it doesn't matter. The Avenir is already cooked. 5 more seconds. We'll be able to take this player out of the game. 3, 2, 1. I also know the Avenir does not feature spall liner, so we can just load in a high explosive and guarantee the clear rate on that player. So just like that, we've already taken a tank out of the game. We have 1,700 damage to our total. We reload. That guy gets shot. And let's reload ourselves. Boom, a 567. The Carnarvon is taken out of the game. That leaves only 3 tanks left on the enemy team. A Conway, which we don't know where that player is. Project Conf Panzer 07. And, oh, there's the Conway. All right, well, let's aim it on that. Hello, Mr. Conway. And boom, 511 damage. Backing up, we're up to 2,700 damage at this point. I don't know if we're going to be able to get any more out. I'd love to be able to get a shell into the Conway, but, well, that player looks like they're kind of just YOLOing in at this point. Let's see. We do have the Conf Panzer right there. Come on, Conway, back up. Yes, just, we were so close to getting that out. To be fair, I still did, I think, right around, yeah, we did over 3k. That's 3 battles, 3,000 damage, 3 wins so far. Now, yes, these have been tier 8 games, but it doesn't make a difference. I mean, it's still just the easiest farm ever. I played a little bit over-aggressive in this game and bled some health. One of the big downsides of vehicles that are super overpowered is the ego that you get when driving them, right? It's the same thing with the E50M. Flossie and I were platooning yesterday on live stream, and he was using the E50M. And when you're driving that vehicle, you feel like you're incredibly strong because you are. So he played super aggressive and got nuked, like, immediately on Mines Hill because of that. And it's just something that happens. You think that you're, like, the most important player, that you're, you know, God when you're driving these super overpowered tanks. And after a certain amount of wins or whatever it is, you make an over-aggression, and it ends up killing you. So we had a bit of an over-aggression in that game. To be fair, we didn't do anything wrong. The Avenir managed to hit us, and we missed. And then the, I think it was the Conf Panzer 07 shot us in the side, and we ended up bleeding, like, 700 health. And being in a vehicle that only has, like, 1,600 health, that's a big chunk, right? I'm less than 1,000 HP at that point. So you always got to be careful. But at the same time, it's a light tank, you have camo, you have these values that allow you to outspot, outtrade, so it's not that big of a deal even when it does happen. So now we're in a tier 10 battle. Up against us we have a 121B, and that's it for mobility, so that's actually really nice. What we're going to do to start off in this battle is we're going to go to the crossing and see if we can get some damage out. We're actually going to go to an interesting spot, which some of you might not know about, and we're going to use that to get some crossing shot out because it's a bit safer of a position. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. So we're going to move past this bush, and then we're going to go all the way to this road right here. This position allows me to detect heavy tanks that are crossing. And not only that, but nobody ever pokes the spot, so it's pretty safe for me to sit here. So we'll see if anything does end up crossing. They have an E100, so it wouldn't be that far-fetched. Interesting. I don't think they're crossing. I mean, we would have detected them if they were. So, yeah. Weird, bruh. Alright, well. There's the 100. There's the Conqueror. We got all these enemy tanks right here. I don't love this position to be stuck in. Wow, that E100 is just getting literally, like, just taken apart. Alright, well, there's the 121B. There's the Conqueror. Let's aim it on the side of his tank. Unfortunate. I don't want to be shot by the E100, but I might. Yep, well, oh, great. Great. This is one of those games where nothing makes sense, right? I mean, I'm not doing anything wrong here. It's just, why is the enemy team there? What are they doing? I don't know, bro. I don't. But what I do know is that there's a Conqueror right here, and we're going to load in a gold shell and pen the Conqueror in the roof for 504. So that's pretty nice. Conqueror gets shot. We got our adrenaline on. I see the 183 as well. Got 6 seconds left. Conqueror's cooked at this point. Yes, Grill, make sure to drive into me. That's going to be very, very helpful. And boom, 434. That player is knocked out of the game, and we've dealt 800 damage, 900 damage. Not bad. All right, we reload, and the Grill's right over here. Ooh, that E100 is just getting literally obliterated. There you go. Isn't it funny how a light tank can pen a super heavy through the turret? Makes sense, right? That's good game design, right? Clearly, that's good game design. Well, we got 6 seconds left. We'll have another shot. We're already unspotted because, again, this tank has no reload. So you just kind of get instantly unspotted. There you go. 700 damage into the 183. 700 damage into a 183. And we chill here and reload again. The best part is because you reload so long, you get unspotted, like, way before you have your shot. So a lot of players don't even really remember you. And then you just poke like this. Easy 522 shot into the Jagdpanzer. That player's obviously cooked at this point. And there's only 2 tanks left on the enemy team. We have the Rinoceronte and the 121B. Well, let's move up again. Oh boy. Let's see. The Rhino is obviously cooked, so I'm not even going to worry about that. We're going to go for the 121B, who is somewhere over here. I would assume the 121B went this route, so let's see if we can find him. Yep, there you go. Where are we going, 121? Well, I can tell you where you're going, and that is to get a minus 587, and we back up. Well, I'm just going to keep backing up. Not sure if that was the best play, but we're just going to reload. 5 more seconds. Grill gets a shell into you. Reload a little bit longer. 3, 2, 1. Boom. 342 damage into the 121B, and just like that, we have another super easy victory. Oh, whoa. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at the post-game results again. We probably did over 3,000 damage. Indeed we did, 3,500 damage. I mean, yeah, the T-92E1 will always be one of the most overpowered vehicles in the game. It has crazy levels of damage output, it has stupid camo, great view range, and a profile that gets way too many bounces. This is always a tank that I will recommend for people to grind if you want to be cringe. But either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Bye-bye!